5's Greg Payne has spent the day out there talking to folks. Greg, how bad was it there last night, and what are you seeing at this hour?
Yeah, Carolyn, just to kind of put it into perspective for you, Amazonia has a population of just over 300 people. So a lot of people have been banding together, working together to put back the community after this area has been flooded out. And you can just tell based on the way that the ground looks, it just looks very moist. You can tell that this area was covered with water. You have stuff that have been moved. There's a swing set there, and it's actually supposed to be at that playground over there to the left. Now, speaking with the mayor, he had mentioned to us that, there were some water rescues where people actually had to be evacuated. They had to be taken by a boat from their home and taken to hotels so that they would be able to stay there overnight. And it really has just been a situation, though, regarding the people coming together, that everybody has just stepped up and worked hard together, and both those people that were impacted and also those that weren't impacted. And a community with dampened spirits was a voice of hope.
Gentlemen, get lunch yet?
Angie Church lives in Amazonia, but luckily her neighborhood wasn't impacted by the storm. So to help out, she first checked to see if anyone needed cleanup help. Seeing no one, she decided to go with Plan B.
I have sandwiches and pizza.
A free lunch.
I'll get you a napkin in a second. It's heartbreaking to see that happen and you can't do anything. And to know these people, they can't do anything at that time. They just get to watch their things be destroyed.
A kind gesture that went a long way in lifting the heads of community members who've lost nearly everything. A feeling Church is familiar with.
Right before I got married the first time, we lost our home to a tornado. And it's very devastating when you lose almost everything you have and have to start over. So I have a really soft spot in helping people.
And unfortunately, Carolyn, that is, though, the beauty of these situations, is that people really do come together to really try to help one another out. And I mean, this has been a situation where I've seen people all throughout just helping each other, having bulldozers going, just walking around asking, hey, do you need help? And if they say yes, they do whatever they have to do to make sure that person is okay. And one of the things that a lot of people have on their minds is, the reports of a possibility of more rain. A lot of people were talking about that, about whether they would see another, situation like what they saw the other night. But a lot of people are just happy that, nobody got hurt in this situation thus far. There's been no reports of any injuries or anything like that. But just, it's just one of those situations where it is great, though, to see everybody coming together and working together to try to bring the community back up and build it once again. Reporting live here in Amazonia, I'm Greg Payne for KCTV5 News.
My goodness, what was that, Greg?
I don't know what that was. That's coming over from the that's an auto shop over there, and they had a bunch of vehicles that were taken by the flood water. I don't know if something might have just happened with one of the vehicles there, because from the pictures that we actually saw early on regarding that auto shop, we got pictures from that area, and the vehicles were submerged by water. So I'm not 100% sure, but I'm going to go check to see what actually just happened at that spot. But yeah, not 100% sure, but I do know that that is an auto shop that is right over there and has a lot of vehicles in that area.
Okay, you be careful, inspect that as best you can, and we'll get back to you when possible. Greg, thank you so much for your live report there from Amazonia. Now, this is what folks in Excelsior Springs saw this morning after several inches of rain fell there. Some say it's the most water they have ever seen in that town, and all the water means city had to cancel their annual celebration, ironically known as Waterfest. Abby Dodge, live for us now in Excelsior Springs tonight. Abby, what are people who live and work around there most concerned about at this hour?
Well, Carolyn, it's a matter of safety right now. Police still have this bridge and road that leads to the Elms Hotel closed off, and for good reason. There's lots of rain still coming down, lightning, thunder. There was a huge bolt of lightning just a second ago while Greg was talking. That scared me almost half to death. But this river over here that runs through Excelsior Springs is still rushing, and that water is what is the problem for people. It caused a lot of troubles for neighbors with their cars.
I didn't think I was going to have a car. No, it just kept rising and rising.
I said, oh, crud.
Some cars started,
Others were lucky enough to make it to slightly higher ground.
I'm leaving this right here. It's the best I can do.
On mine, it got up to about here.
Some look like they could be swept away. It's a sticky and stinky situation.
You might want to hold your nose.
And when you get down close to all of this water here and really around town, you can smell it. It's not that beautiful morning dew that you smell in the morning. It's kind of gross. One of the women I talked to today described it as rotten eggs, and I think she's pretty accurate. So live in Excelsior Springs, Abby Dodge, KC TV5 News.
Oh, yeah,